approval of the planning commission minutes from last month. You're here now. I was not here last month. There's Lisa. Are you present?
I am present.
Did you bring presents? Just your present.
Yep.
Anybody have any additions or corrections to the draft minutes from last month?
I'll motion to approve them.
I'll second
Okay. I'd like to make note that we needed, I would like to attach the resume of work that we sent to the board and for the month, and they approved what we did, now I forget what it's called, Mike. Our work, our conduct, what we sent to the board, to have approved, Darryl.
The annual report.
Annual report. I'd like to attach that to these minutes.
Okay.
Place them on file with it, that way we have it. So, if that's acceptable to your motion.
It's acceptable.
All right. So if there's no more discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Motion is carried. All right, first citizens time.
I guess I'd just like to say kudos for moving forward with the park. The township is pretty exciting. That's about it for now.
Okay. If there's nothing else, we'll keep moving. Darryl, there's a spot on here for Board of Trustees update.
Just kind of with the data center, we're just kind of waiting for the public hearing. We're going into further details of that, so we didn't really talk a lot about that. I think that the Darling, I have a bunch of ordinances also that, I'd like everybody to kind of look at too, that other townships and whatnot that they kind of have already created, so. We'll look at some of that. Other than that, I think that's pretty much all that the board and the planning commission are working back and forth with right now with the data centers, which is under the
Okay.
public hearing.
Yeah, we really can't do anything until after the public hearing. All right. If there's nothing else, we'll go on to business. Let's have our annual update from the Dragway.
How are you guys? My name's John. I'm the GM at Milan or Duranda Dragway. The schedule we have, pretty much the same as last year. A few updates. We moved our heads up program from Saturday to Friday. A couple big notable events that we have. We have the IHRA Pro Mod race, which is June 6th and 5th, 6th, and 7th. And the other notable day that we would probably have is IHRA Outlaw Series, which is July 9th through 12th. Other than that, pretty much all the other events are the same as last year. Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, pretty much all year until the end of October, weather permitting. It starts, April 15th will be our opening day to start running cars down the track as of right now. Other than that, yeah, there's really nothing else that I have to report on schedule. A big change from last year to years prior.
Okay.
Do you have any end times?
We try to have everything done by midnight. I think like last year, I think one time it was like 12:06 it was a rainy day. We got pushed back, and I think it was actually the fireworks show that got pushed after midnight.
Yeah.
And that was totally, our plan was to be done before then, and it ran out. They had everything spread out, so we had to let them off.
Well, thanks for the fireworks, we appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Well, we didn't have any issues like we did the year before.
No, it's been good.
So,
We have different promoters there, so it's not. Who's running the, no ET events?
We are.
You are?
We are. The only promoters we have, the backside racing, we have a promoter, yeah, Detroit Head TV, and then, we have 3 grudge events, but same thing, it's gonna be over 11 o'clock.
Who's running the grudge?
New guys, yeah, guys from, the one guy, Marcus Jones, he's based out of, Georgia,
Okay,
and another one, a guy named Donnie Allen, he's based out of Chicago.
okay.
And then the other one's Katie Man, he's based out of Detroit, but he ran an event here, I think probably 4 or 5 years ago, he had an event. It's a Sunday deal, it's during the day, it doesn't run late at night.
Okay.
It's like a car show race too.
Are they doing the radio?
I don't think they're gonna do the radio this year,
Okay.
no.
That's all I got. Are you doing a Residence Day this year?
We have like a fun day, Sunday fun day, I think that's later in the year, I believe. We did before. Thought we had a Sunday fun day. If not, we could add it to like a TVA or one of the TVA days. We left a few days open on the schedule that if we had to throw an event together, we can.
Just advertise it so we know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Our social media coverage is really good. We push really hard. A month before an event and a week of, we pin it to our page so that everything that we're doing that week is pinned to our social media page. So that's the best way to find out any events that's happening is through our social media. But this is our schedule as of right now.
Is this only for the drag races, or what about like the mud part or the off track there?
We're not doing the mud stuff anymore. We tried to do the snowmobile stuff just over the winter time. Daryl, he's a big snowmobile guy, and we have like a dirt track there that we were gonna try to just throw some vehicles on it just to try to get some kind of money back, and it didn't work out. The mud pit is no longer. We removed all the blocks around it, so we won't have a mud event anytime in the near future. And the same thing with the dirt drags. The Milan MX, I'm not sure of their schedule. They do that. I'm not.
Yeah, that's a separate entity.
Yes, yeah.
I'll invite them in next month.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, you did say earlier, it'd be a good time to put it on the record for people that do live very close to you, that you.
What was it called?
The residents.
Local residence pass. 1 mile from the track is our radius. We enter it into the GPS system, and 1 mile around the radius of the computer in the office is basically the cutoff line. So if it's 1.1 miles, I'm sorry, but we have to draw a line somewhere, and it's 1 mile radius from our office computer.
Well,
And
that's
what is
fair.
that for?
Neighbors pass. Neighbors pass free entry to all our events. There you go. And that's all our events. If it's an outside promoter event, that's different. This is just for our events.
Okay, that's a good stipulation.
Yep.
Thank you for bringing that up. So that's on the record. You got that covered.
Good.
So, is there any other questions?
I was just gonna comment, they're doing a good job. I live within that mile and
Yeah.
no complaints.
The only
Thank
complaint
you.
I
Does-
have is that they removed the vinyl fence from behind the starting line, which brings the sound at my house. That
Okay.
used to kill
So
it.
it means when the farm boy drives by, he can see what's going on.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's just
That
down the
it-
street
it
from
was-
you. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, it was that, just removing that fence changed it, we can't even have a conversation outside
Really?
in our driveway now.
That's interesting.
But you only gotta be quiet for like 10 seconds, and
Right,
you can talk.
right, until the next one doesn't run out, so.
That's that's definitely something that we'll take up and we'll consider.
I do like the new sound system though, because we can hear everything that's happening, you don't have to turn the radio on.
I never know that. But yeah, that never even dawned on me that would be a noise deal.
You got 2 new babies really close there.
Okay. I will definitely
Not that I'm expecting you to run, put it up, but that was just one thing that I did notice.
Good neighbors are nice.
Maybe they
Right.
have
No,
faster
I want to
cars.
keep you guys.
I said maybe they just have faster cars now.
was gonna ask if you guys are still doing the neighbor pass.
We are, we are, 1 mile radius.
So I tried last year, and as soon as it said where I lived, then I never heard anything else. I live just down the road from Amy.
Okay, yeah, it's, if you don't, get a response, sometimes it goes in our junk emails or something like that.
This was on Facebook because I didn't know any other way to contact you guys.
Okay,
So,
Sounds like the best way is to show up and say, this
that's
is
true,
where I live.
that is true.
I did do that a couple of times at the ticket booth, you know, so, okay.
If you're within a mile, so.
Yeah, 1 mile from our office, we'll just enter your address into our navigation or whatever, and it's 1 mile radius is what we're gonna honor.
Gotcha.
So is that neighbor pass just per event, or is it?
It's all our events, our hosted events. If we have like a promoter event, everything's gotta be, it's a whole different deal. So like our Wednesday Test and Tunes, our Friday Heads Up, Sunday Bracket Race, those will all, the neighbor pass will include those. The IHRA race, when it comes in, that won't be included in that, since that's a different deal that runs that, so.
Right. So I was looking for the ones that are in different colors, are they the ones on your schedule that you give us? Are they the ones that are different promoters and they're?
Those are just the highlights of some of our special events, are in different colors. I'm colorblind, so I don't even know what they matter by.
Oh, I'm looking at you, so I can't tell what they are, I just know the difference.
Yeah, I just know those are the highlighted events that we have.
Okay. I wondered if that was a significance between the ones that, with the neighbor pass would work, and that's what I was curious.
The best would be just contact
Do
us.
you think you can have someone flag the neighbor pass one and send us a copy that we can maybe share or have available?
We could, or just show up and take a booth and, yeah, she'll let you know if it's included in that one.
What's your best contact? Do you have an email address or something?
We do, we have, on our website, milandrugway.com, there's an info email on there. We just updated the website, so anything will go, we have 3 office girls now, so communication's really good now.
Is Sarah still there?
Excuse me?
Sarah?
Sarah is, yes. Nikki, Denise, and Sarah are the 3 office girls.
Have you joined the London Township
We are in,
resident page?
I do, the
Okay.
Facebook page, yes,
Yeah.
yep. They monitor it all the time, but I see it too
Yeah,
sometimes.
just thought if you wanted to post there.
Okay.
Any of the events or anything, that would be a good thing to.
All right.
Which one? There are 3? A residence page?
There's the London Township resident only page, and then there's like the London Township official page, but we can't post on that. So I don't know if the neighborhood watch page.
I think they're the good one. Okay.
And there's bulletin board for hard copies too.
Yep.
And the secret's going in.
Okay.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate your information. Next under new business.
We have to accept the,
Oh,
I'll make a motion to accept the annual update from the Milan driveway.
I'll second that.
okay. We have a motion to approve the update from Darryl. And seconded by Amy. Is there any more discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. All right, next, Cooper's annual. Is anybody here?
You have any information on that, Mike? No, I'm told I haven't reviewed it.
Well, this is a tough one to be, because we really have no control of anything.
Because of what? I heard.
Who was the one that, had?
Cooper's is in.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
It's a, requirement of the consent judgment from 2009.
To give them an opportunity to come talk to us.
What's the requirement?
It's not very specific, but it's just, President Missouri.
Just an annual update, like just like we do with Milan.
Yeah, it's just, meet and greet and planning commission, chance to review what's going on there.
Is that a requirement, annual update?
Yeah.
For
they
the
haven't
consent
been coming
judgment,
in.
yeah.
They're in court with the township, so really didn't expect them, but I thought maybe they would come. Yeah.
I think they've only showed maybe twice or 3 times since '08.
I was gonna say, I don't think she's been, I think, oh, she was here one time.
And the rest of us are still in the dark as to what the lawsuit is, because it's in the court and we can talk about it, right, but, you know,
Well,
frustrating.
it is frustrating, but it appears to me they're running a business that they never got a permit to run. That's kind of where it starts. When they build a barn, they were told they couldn't build, and it's just keep on coming. So.
They've expanded
I
the
know it's the farm boy wouldn't be too happy.
Their track.
Coopers, the dirt track.
Oh, super hoops. Yeah, gotcha.
So what?
They just enforce the ordinances, it sounds so simple.
Well, the worst part for me is I come by there in the tractor and pick up both, and people just pull right out of there and, absolutely no regard. In fact,
Yep,
when you're coming with a tractor that's only moving 15 miles an hour, and you damn near hit a pickup truck with a motorcycle in the back,
yep.
that was really bad. Now, it's not like I was driving 50 miles an hour. And they just, it seems to be absolutely no regard for anything, so I've got nothing very positive to say.
No, for the consent gentlemen, they're supposed to let us on the property and view their books, and they refuse to let anyone from London Township on the property, ever.
But they've never drawn a permit to do anything that they do.
No.
Either shut something down like that, or
The
it's
judge
rules.
could, I suppose. Yep.
Hello.
Yeah.
It's been in there for years.
Well, township on my property, and they decided to be nice and say that assess me at the max I feel like for the pool. So I can see why they don't have it on the property.
Yeah, I got a sauce out the roof myself.
I had a used pool, a used room.
Okay. Off the subject, so, yeah.
Well, that's what it was, you can see why they're doing it now.
So, all right. Well, I guess since there was no real update, we don't need a motion on that.
Should we make it?
Document nobody appeared at the meeting.
Okay,
No representative
excellent idea. Right, we want to document, and nobody show. We will move on to old business. Possible zoning ordinance amendments and discussions.
I've been still working on trying to make sure we've got everything documented.
Okay. I have mentioned this with Mike, I would like to shortly get together a special meeting or something, to get them updates into the ordinance.
Well, it's basically,
Get the existing updates in place.
You have the existing updates in place?
No, I'm asking if that's what you're
Yes, that's what I'm saying, the ones that you brought, you've got a ton of time.
The things we've had approved so far.
They should appear now on the physical copy. We do not have to go through and add them. We do have to go through them.
No, I think they've been approved,
All right.
yeah, I got clarification.
it would probably be the easiest if there were released on the website.
Okay.
Then if somebody really wants to print out, sometimes when they're on the website, you can't print anything, so I look at that too. But anyway, at least there'd be documents if somebody could read it. And the dates and stuff I've been working on, I haven't lately because the last I was working on the hall, and that straightened out. And I finally, last week, Mike, the clerk, got his proper stuff for me, so it looks decent, so.
Okay. Well, I do appreciate your work getting it done. We need to do something here, and I don't want to put that off. So.
Well, there's changes to other parts of the ordinance book. that are not just the section. The ones I'm talking about is the entire section is replaced. There's changes even in that piece, that if you formally updated all these, sometimes reference other articles inside the ordinance. So,
Okay. Will you let me know when you need me to help move this forward? Until then, you're doing an excellent job.
you know, I haven't moved too far fast.
It's all right.
My wife's been using assistance for this.
We all have plenty going on, you as much as anybody, so,
Anyway,
okay,
I'll keep working it.
all right. Next on the old business is continue possible data center ordinance development. And we really can't do anything with that after our public hearing, which is 2 weeks from tonight.
What's the date of that?
2 weeks from tonight, 16th, I think it is.
16.
So,
Yeah, what time?
7:30.
7:30.
Is that just to start the discussion, or is that to have the draft up for discussion?
We have to have a public hearing to start the discussion.
Okay.
That's, I mean, we've individually been working and thinking on this, but we cannot discuss it apparently until we have a public hearing, so the public can tell us whether we need to talk about it. And apparently we've done some things out of sequence like we were supposed to in the past, so we're trying to be very careful to do this correctly.
Okay.
And how do we publicize a public hearing so people know to show up or
It's been published.
It's already been published.
where? Newspapers?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
in Monroe paper.
Monroe
Some
paper.
people don't read the paper anymore.
Well, that's where we're supposed to publish it, so, I mean, yeah, it was taken care of.
We'll post it on the residence page, on the Facebook page and whatnot.
So, yep, I apologize to the rest of the planning commission for it being an extra night for us to show up. But,
We didn't say that.
What about the board outside, you guys done there? Board outside?
Yeah, I'll have Dawn put it on there.
oh, boy,
The other board.
all right, if there's nothing else, let's have our second citizens time.
How are we doing on blight enforcement?
Well, we're
Good
making
question.
progress in some places, but sometimes we make some progress and a month later it doesn't look like we did, so.
That's the feeling I get too. I'm wondering if our person that follows up on all that would, need more hours.
You know-
Like there's an awful lot.
I think that was an excellent point, and I have not really said it out loud.
Well, say it out loud.
This isn't the board to approve money, no, so.
No, but it's something that needs to go forward,
Gotta be
Mr.
talked about
Liaison.
somewhere.
Because I know that there's things that has been asked of Mike, and he's only got so many hours a month that he's approved to work. And he's actually gone on and found something else to do to make a little extra money to support his family.
No, I
And this is, I think, with everything that's been going on over the years, I don't know if it's a 40-hour job, but sure as the hell is more than 20. And there's been things that I've asked him to check on that he hasn't. He says, Dan, he says, I just have not had time. So,
When we had our other light officer in here, I had him check on one down the street from my house that's really bad. There's actually two now.
Who's the other blight officer?
I don't know if he was an officer, but,
Ron Youngblood.
Oh, way back. Oh, the previous.
yeah.
Oh,
previous.
So I asked him to check on that. He didn't even know that that was part of the township.
well, yeah, let's not go over that.
Because it's, we're way out
They got
there.
it right now,
and-
he's gone.
Yeah.
Well, can our liaison officer go take it to the board of trustees? And
I think the liaison officer, now that it's been brought up from
Oh,
the
yeah.
community, I think should take it to the board of
slowly push
trustees.
it.
Because it's absolutely been one of my concerns for a few months.
It's getting dangerous. We're looking out there, they're gonna fall down.
Mike, one thing I would suggest on your side is, if that is something you need, it would be more helpful if you're actually at the meeting though, so that the board can kind of, you know what I mean, ask you, because otherwise if we're just there, then it's kind of just the board members' word against nobody, so if it's really a subject that you need brought up,
Okay.
try to go to some of the meetings just so that we kind of can ask you, or like, you know what I mean, so you can.
Yeah, I used to go to one, but I was told not to.
You know, actually,
Oh, well,
I
and I don't
remember.
mean that in a negative way, I just
Right.
mean, you know, you're showing up all these meetings, you got other stuff to do, you know, but yeah, I can come to the meeting.
Bring the files, I'm working on these and I got time for these.
Yeah.
No, it's, you know, if you do that, I'll bring it up and, you know, I mean, I'll bring it up either way, but I think that would be more beneficial on your end if you're
Okay.
there talking
Okay.
about it.
Yeah, next week might be bad, it's the board review with one of my other jobs, so.
I know personally, we're spinning our wheels with the property there on Plank and Ostrander, the old nine-way clinic. I don't have enough time to investigate all the stuff, because there's other ones to work on.
What's that, say that again?
So I've been spinning my wheels with him for a while, and the property there in the corner of Plank and Ostrander, the old nine-way building. Looks like it's deserted, the door was left open, I was concerned, I had the police go do a wellness check, and, cause I'm just right there, and it's like, the door's been hanging open, the snow's blowing in, is anybody okay in there? I don't wanna go
Well, I
down.
do know that, well, the reason I know this, cause I used to haul water there, years ago, probably it was about two, 3 years ago. The first one is abandoned, the second one, it actually does have a living space in it, they use the first one just for storage, so there's actually two.
Well, it's all connected. Two pieces and then the walkway.
No, it's not necessarily connected, no, they're two separate ones.
I remember years ago when it was a clinic, I used to go there.
Yeah, you probably walk down, you can turn right to one or left to the other one, but it's not really, I mean, it might have maybe a small, like, you know, something you might walk under just on like a portion, but I don't think so, I don't think it's connected at all.
But I was very concerned, is somebody still living there, or did
The
somebody
back
die?
side
The door's
is-
been hanging open, you know, and I called the police to go do a wellness check, but they never got back with me.
But yeah, I don't know the new owner's
The
door,
doors on this board, I couldn't have closed.
but the previous people that rented it moved, and so.
Yeah, they had been cleaning it up, but, the owners haven't responded, so I'm getting ready to send it to the attorney.
You had time to do it, because the building was working, okay? We'll move
Saturday.
forward with board of trustee.
Okay. Is there anything else?
So I had a question about the pond ordinance. Reading through this and it's talking about the slope on the banks on the side of it, it seems a little bit excessive to me unless, because it's I assume it's talking about all the way around, that you should only be able to have 1 foot of drop for 4 foot of horizontal distance. So that means that you're, in order to hit your minimum depth for the pond, that thing would have to be at least 64 feet wide. That kind of seems a little bit off, doesn't it?
It does that up.
It does add up, yeah. The purpose for that is so that it's not so steep that people can stumble and fall in the water.
Well, but this is talking about going inside of the pond, not just the banks on the side, but you have the same requirements for the banks on the side of the pond, which I would assume, and that'd be right. It just seems like, you know, that kind of slope would be fine for a shallow end of it or so, but to go all the way around with the same slope seems a bit excessive in my opinion. I'm just kind of curious about that.
Yeah, there is no drop-off provision.
Sure.
To
Hey.
the point, yeah, no, it's the gradual, it's the same grade all the way around.
Yeah, and then the last thing, or the other thing I was gonna ask about on there is that, you don't have a timeline on when you want the required as-built drawings. So down at the, down towards the end of the ordinance, it says that you need to have a professional surveyor come out, create as-built drawings for it. There's no timeline on when that actually needs to be done.
It needs to be done before you get your permit to do it.
Yeah,
Well,
before-
you can't have as-built drawings before it's done though.
Right.
Well, what you're going for.
Well, yeah, so there's a site plan review.
Yeah, site plan. Right?
Yeah, but that's not what this is saying, that's talking about as-built after it's completed. There's no timeline on when that needs to be done.
You mean when the
Mike?
whole project is supposed to be
The
done?
project's done.
Well, when the project is done, so assuming that, you know, once the excavation's done, is that when, does it due within a week of that time, or are we talking about within 30, 60, 90 days?
Should be whenever the permit's completely closed, when everything's been met, when all that's been met correctly, then he goes and finalizes it, and that's when it's done.
Well, sure, but like I said, when do you expect to see the drawings is my question.
Mike?
Ideally, before we issue the C of O, yeah.
So within a year is basically what you're saying before the permit runs out.
Yeah, well, and then there's always the option to extend as long as.
Well, I'm just curious, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
That's all I got for right now.
all right. Thanks for coming. Anything else?
I will ask for someone else on Facebook, a few people were discussing the back roads and how they're awful and muddy and yucky. You can't drive down them, and they were wondering what the township was gonna do about it. I don't know if it's on the township or the road commission.
Well,
We're gonna put it on the ballot.
in all honesty, yeah, I mean,
Millage.
the township gets a certain amount of stone from Stone Co. and the board of trustees decides where best to go, and probably they decide that from the most complaints that happen and make a judgment. The rest of it is up to the road commission, unless we wanna pass millage and bring more stone in.
What's the best way to make a complaint for someone?
Are you talking about Lonnie and Sherman?
I'm not
Is
real
it-
sure. Is that bad?
No, I just wondered if that's the one you were talking
I'm
about.
not real sure. I've been all over Facebook just touching base, and I saw a lot of people complaining about it, saying
Well,
that.
Because that one already has a stop work order on it, so.
Yeah, that part of it was bad anyways, but I mean, hey, they come through last summer, the county did, and they pulled all that extra berm off the side of Bones Road right there next to where I live on the corner, right? They didn't bring any stone back in or nothing, so now it's soft last week. Somebody decided they wanna get over and off to the side, and because there's no stone there, now they got a track that's 6-8 inches deep, and all of a sudden, I told them when they were digging that, I said, just peel all that off so that water runs all the way off the road, just get rid of it. But they didn't, they, what stone they had, they piled up in the middle, they didn't spread it out. So now, they've already, in less than 6 months, they've already gonna have a rib there because of that track from somebody who got off, maybe to pass a school bus or a garbage truck or whatever. You know, so until the county decides to spend some serious money and put some stone on these roads, it's not gonna be a lot to
I
change.
mean, some of it's coming, we really need road millage, you know, like even right now, we're trying to figure that out.
Exactly.
Board right now, I mean, it's a lot more important, I think, than what people really know. I mean, when you only got so much money to do something with, you kinda, hands are tied. You know, nobody wants to pay any more money in taxes, but no, you know, but they all want perfect roads. I mean, it's kind of like one of those deals, kinda, I guess whenever they get bad enough, then they'll vote on the road millage, I guess, you know, I mean, we only have so much, you know, we're debating on that last meeting on what roads we were gonna do with the amount of money we have, you know?
Yep.
So it's just one of those things, I mean, I think it's getting brought back up.
In August.
No?
It's being put back on the ballot in August.
But nobody
Yes,
wants to
I'm-
sign for it or agree to it because of the truck traffic.
Right.
That's what they get stuck on.
Yeah, but the thing is, the truck traffic, we can't control that, that's what the problem is.
But
too,
they're going to say that it's our fault because we're allowing the ponds.
We're not in charge of the roads, so that's not true either. But I was talking about, you know, how there was like 4 roads, two or, I can't remember, that we were talking about. So they're debating on putting some gravel on some of the roads, it's just up for debate on which ones, and, you know, Penny's tries to rotate them around with what we have, you know, but. I mean, I
And the
can't-
worst part is we get the same, at least what we get from Stone Co. is usually so many tons. But what we pay for to get from the county costs 3 times what we did 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd like to put 3 trains of stone in my driveway, but I could have done that for, you know, $1,400-1,500 and 2 houses, and now it would be $3 grand, $4 grand.
No, you're completely right, it's exactly.
So
what the
it's just, it's
And I know that because I buy it too.
I know.
Because I post it underneath.
You're trying to build more parking lots.
And I like to use gravel underneath concrete instead of sand. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I know you're 100% right. Yeah, it's COVID.
Work on Townsend is horrible. It's
Yeah.
always horrible,
Yeah.
especially when it falls.
Well, and the worst part is, we're in Monroe County. I moved down here in '84 from up north where we had gravel with hard stone in it. So the problem is, it doesn't matter, everybody complains about trucks, but every car, pickup truck, your gravel truck, your water hauler, everybody driving up and down, and limestone is essentially a soft stone. So it breaks down, it turns into lime, turns into slop.
dust and then mud.
It's really.
Plus, they fly up and down the dirt roads too. The ones that are hard enough packed, they fly up and down the roads.
Or
Oh,
you get
yeah.
the four-wheelers tearing up and down the roads.
Yep.
and, You know,
So-
spinning around in the mud.
Yep.
You know?
I mean, if we wanted to go to Lenawee County and haul all of our road material back from that pit on Sutton Road,
Right.
our roads probably would last longer. But we'd have to pay so much to have it moved, it would never work here. I mean, I don't even wanna go buy it, put it in my driveway for the same reason. But for your parking lot, it might not be so bad, but.
Well, the one out Van Arbor Road, I can't even afford to build it hardly. It's like-
I need something to do, I'll take my dump truck to the house and
Let's do a crowdfunding for it, 'cause we get it done.
All right, is there anything else for citizens' comments? Hearing none, is there any commissioner comments?
I'll make a quick comment about the ordinance. I did, and I guess I forgot, I didn't, whether I gave you guys a list of the ordinances that I had.
We may have a ways back, the ones you
No,
know.
no.
It was like a week or two ago. Yeah,
Oh, I
or
wasn't
no,
here.
I meant a month ago or so. Yeah, he gave us that list, yeah.
See,
I didn't even know.
oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay, I wasn't here, so it's not your fault. Okay.
It's not complete, but it's the best I've done so far. So at least you know what the ordinances were, when they were enacted. So you gotta have something, because there for a while, we seem to approve stuff here at the planning commission, and it got approved at the township board. Then it got approved at the township board, but then it never got published, so it really got it or not, so. I don't know whether it's 100%, but.
Okay.
Copies.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you. Amy? Anything? Anybody else? Well, I have a couple. It keeps coming back to me that once in a while we've missed the planning commission meeting because we really didn't have anything on the agenda. And I don't expect anybody in the township to go back and complain about that because it falls on me. If we don't have anything on the agenda that I think is necessary or pertinent or timely, I wish to save taxpayer money and not have a meeting. So it takes a lot of time out of our schedule to prepare and make sure we're here. And for the money that our stipend that we get, it's really not. So if there's nothing that's really pertinent or comes to business, I get to make that decision as long as I'm here. And I don't really expect for somebody to go back and say, Mark, I have time because we're not having meetings. Call me, okay? That's for everybody.
We have to have full people.
Right, we have to have 4 a year, and we've missed 3 or 4, mostly because, you know, when we got done debating solar and ponds and stuff like that, there just really wasn't as much that was before this board, so. The next example is if we're gonna have a public hearing, I wanna make damn sure it happens on a regularly scheduled meeting day. And if we do not have people in the office that can get to the public, to the news, get it done in time, so that we don't have to come in and waste taxpayer money on another meeting on the 16th, then we need different people in the office. That's my opinion. So I apologize to my commissioners that we have to come back on the 16th, but I expect that should not happen again. And that is really all the happy notes I have.
We're the one that came up with that date, though. I said, we're the one that came up with that date.
You came up with a date, that's
Well,
fine.
that's
But
not
it's
the
because
board.
somebody, I want to know if we can get it published. Now, listen, it's gotta be published, what, 15 days before, or 18 days, or whatever?
It's 14 days before the meeting, and, the newspapers ask for a 15-day lead time.
Okay,
So
so
then
there
it's
again,
15 business days.
so it's 15 business days. So if we have a meeting tonight, and we decide we need a public hearing, if somebody can't get on that tomorrow or the next day and get it to the newspaper, then we need different people in the office.
Actually, they have 15 days, correct? Well, 14 days from today.
But every month is roughly 30.
Assuming there is an accident. We're all part-time.
Well, and then you're down to 12, but still 12 days, I feel like pretty adequate. What you say.
To me, we have failed the people that we are here to help. The taxpayers had to pay us to come back for a public hearing, that in my mind, there was no reason it could have been done. To the point that if it hadn't been for the driveway update and the Coopers, I would have pushed this meeting off, because we would have at least saved the taxpayers one set of payments. That's the end of my comments. If there's nothing else, I'm looking for a motion. Motion to adjourn. Second from Jason. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you all for coming.